So I looked at my patient. I said, You realize you've been dead for over 30 years, right? And he smiled and said, Yeah, I look pretty good for a corpse, don't I? I said, You look fantastic, but I'm confused. You see, on your paperwork, you wrote that you had a history of cancer, but you didn't say what kind. He said, Well, I had esophageal cancer. And I said, When? He said, Which time? I said, Good heavens, you had it more than once? He said, Yeah, they cut it out of me and it came right back a couple of months later. And I said, Well, it has a bad tendency to do that, but you still haven't told me when this was. And he said, 35 years ago. I said, Excuse me? He said, You heard me correctly. It was 35 years ago. And I said, You did something, didn't you? He said, Yeah, I did. I said, What did you do? He said, You realize that you're only doctor in 35 years that ever asked me that question. Everybody else just took credit for curing my cancer. I said, Well, I'm a little different breed of cat. But I also understand the statistics that are associated with that disease process, sir. And with all due respect, average lifespan for recurrent esophageal cancer patients is less than a year. And here you are sitting in my office 35 years after that happened. I said, There's a story to be told here. And I knew it because I was a trained journalist before I went to medical school. So he told me the story, changed my life, and might change yours as well. Because many of us have heard of other people having miraculous turnarounds with their health. And I believe that, no, that these aren't miracles, but instead language. So if you'd like to hear me rip the label off of how to have a miraculous turnaround with your health and put the appropriate label on it, and that is language, then I'd like to invite you to my signature presentation, How to Make Cancer the Best Thing Ever. If that sounds a little unusual, it is, but it's also the introduction of how we enter the golden age of human evolution by understanding the very nature of these bodies that we live in and the energy that animates them. And we're learning how to tap into the operating system with language. So if you'd like to hear the whole story, I'd love to tell it to you. My name's Dr. Tim Teal. I'm a retired physician and surgeon, and I think we've got something really powerful to share with you. If you'd like to hear the whole presentation uncensored right here on 5D Healerverse, I'd like to share it with you. Just hit the button and we'll get you signed up. We'll see you inside.